Hello, this is a guide to calculating break and Esper reaction damage in Neverness to Everness, and already assumes you know what they do, at least a little bit. Between the character that you are Esper cycling off of and the character you are entering into, one of them will own the reaction. Both characters use this calculation on screen. Whoever is the higher value will own the reaction. The base damage of the reaction depends on the level of the characters that are involved in it, and the final one that is used is the person who owns the reaction. There is a link to this sheet that I will use throughout this video in the description if you want to make a duplicate and follow along with the video. Here we have an example that shows the importance of reaction ownership. We have a character 1 and a character 2. Our character 1 has much better stats that affect the damage more positively than character 2. But if we change just the level by one value, our character 2 will own the reaction and destroy the amount of damage that our reactions would do in total. I have highlighted the relevant sections so far. As you can see, Blossom cannot crit, uses the resmul of the reaction owner, and uses Death Molt. Nova, as it is mental damage, does not use Death Molt, and would also use the mental resistance of the enemy. Scorch can crit and uses the owner's crit damage. Hexed and Stain are easy. They simply buff the amount of damage your characters will do. It uses the cycle intensity of the person dealing the damage. Hexed will deal an additional instance of damage on top of your original, and Stain will make your old value become a new higher value. Break is more complex. Here is the formula on screen. All characters on the team will use this formula except one exception. I will explain why later. Break damage also has a base damage that is based on character level, so here is a chart for that as well. Enemy max break is different depending on the enemy. It is basically the amount of break health that they have. This is where which character that breaks matters. For some reason, Death Ignore and Res Ignore are specifically only accounted for the person who is the active character during break. Extra break damage contribution is currently only for Daffodil, but it basically just increases the amount of damage that a break does, but its portion is not affected by break intensity, specifically the portion from the extra break damage contribution. Here is an example of shifting the person who breaks between three characters, one with extra break damage contribution, Death Ignore and Res Ignore, one with only Death Ignore and Res Ignore, and one without all three. Thank you for watching the video. If you have further questions or want to delve deeper into TC, join the TC server in the description. Lots of information has been verified or found by people in the server, so thanks to them as well.